Welcome to the Hebrew Apostolic YouTube channel, where today I'm going to be dealing with 9 things that are important for you to know as a Hebrew Apostolic. Number 1, truth is important. Why? Because it's the antidote to lies. It's as light is to darkness. It is something that would help you to understand what the real issues are, and it will uncover the lies that have covered up the truth. Once you know what is true, you will understand what is false. Number 2, identity is important, because when you know who you are, you'll know what belongs to you, you'll know how to possess what belongs to you, and your identity cannot be mistaken for another, as the Hebrew people are being currently mistaken for Negroes, and this is not right. What it means is that you will have the wrong memories, the wrong heritage, and pass on the wrong legacy to your children unless you know who you are. Number 3, you and I are someone who suffer oftentimes from self-esteem and self-image problems because of the legacy that has been handed to us. Self-esteem means the way you feel about yourself, while self-image means the way you see yourself. You cannot know who you are if you are living back in slavery. You must understand the real problem is a broken covenant, and the way that we see ourselves must be that we are the Hebrew people. You will feel different about yourself. You will see yourself different, and you will represent yourself and present yourself differently because you see yourself differently. Number 4, Messiah cannot return until the full gospel has been preached to all nations. All nations mean both the Jews and the Gentiles. But the gospel is different when you preach it to the Gentiles from when you preach it to the Jews. Yes, indeed, the Jews, it's like if a man was sick, to him the good news would be healing. To somebody who is poor, the good news will be that they have financial freedom. To someone who has suffered, that it will be that their suffering is over. Well, for us it's the curse that has come because we've turned aside from Messiah and from our Elohim. Number 5, it's not just about the preaching of the gospel, but it's about awakening. The true Hebrews need to awake, and their sleep, which was prophesied by Isaiah and Paul and many of the prophets, our awakening has been told by the Apostle Paul in Romans 11, that the reason why we fell asleep and the reason why we need to waken up, it's time for us to awaken. It's time for us to return to our Yah. I want you to understand we cannot control how people wake up. Some will wake up quiet, some will wake up loud, some will wake up slowly, others fast. But the main thing that you have to understand, your responsibility and mine, is to awaken the Hebrews. Number 6, things change about your relationship with your Elohim, because now that you understood that the book is yours and prayer is to your own God, Elohim, then everything changes. It becomes personal, it becomes vibrant, it becomes real, it becomes a change, because the book is your book, the Bible, and prayer is your relationship with the true and living God. So the way you address him, the way you relate to him, the way you see religion and the way you see Christianity will change, because he's not the God of the white or the God of the Jewish, but he's your Elohim and your King. Number 7, you will see the doctrines of the Old and New Testament differently, because now as you read them and the Lord is teaching by the mouth of the apostles and disciples, it will become a different thing to you, because now it will become clear, easier to understand what salvation is as you listen to the apostles or read what the apostles and disciples say. Easy to understand what the law is and isn't to you in terms of its relationship and who it costs, and the lifestyle that we must now lead according to the apostles and disciples in order to walk in this New Testament or covenant, the renewed covenant. Number 8, the land is yours. The land of Israel doesn't belong to the Ashkenazis, doesn't belong to another group of people, but it belongs to the Hebrew people. Our Yah has said so, and he's given it to us. So our plans will change. Some of you are planning to retire to the Caribbean, to Africa, or somewhere or the other. But now when you realize that Israel is yours now. When you get the opportunity, you will return to Israel. Not just that, but your destination changes. Your destination will not be to another group of people or another country, but Israel will become your continued destination. Your home becomes Israel. Your ownership becomes the land of Israel. Your people and become the Hebrews. And you know what? When it's time to return, it won't be because we fought for it. It won't be because we challenged the Ashkenazi or any other group for it, but because our Yah has miraculously and supernaturally restored the land to us. Which brings us to the 9th and last point. Number 9, they say that if you want to find out when Messiah is coming back or when God is coming back, you need to follow the Hebrews. Look at what is happening with the Jewish people, and they will be your time clock. The problem is that many have been looking at the wrong time clock. They've been looking at the wrong Hebrews. We are the Hebrew people. So when you look at us, here's what you need to know. You need to see that the people of God are awakening. The Hebrews are awakening. The preaching of the gospel by us is increasing. The discovery of our identity is being perpetually increased. The returning to the land is happening by us and through us more and more. We even have the Falashas and many other groups who have returned to the land and continue to return to the land. The understanding of the apostles' teaching and their prayers are coming into our heart. The fulfilling of prophecy is happening through us. When you see this happening, then you know that the coming of Yah is near. You know that the end of the Gentiles is almost here. You know that the restoration of the Hebrews is around the corner. We've come to the end of this video, and thank you for being with me today. What I'm asking you to do is to subscribe and also to visit our website, www.HebrewApostolic.com/resources. You'll find it in the bottom if you look there, and may Yah bless you. Shalom.